So I have been in love with the environment ever since I was just a little girl living on the coast in Southern California. My first love was the ocean and beaches, and then finally mountains. I ended up at the College of Natural Resources and studied in the Conservation and Resource Studies major, and then became an educator and have been overseas from the point where I graduated with my master's from Stanford ever since. I am an American, born in America, born in California. I thought I might not even be accepted into the BEARS program initially because I am an American, and I understand that it's for international folks. However, I've lived outside the States longer than I ever lived in. I left at age 26, now I'm almost 60. So that adds up to, just about half my life or more being overseas. And I've lived in Southeast Asia, so that's the area that I understand. I'm getting more and more interested in the Coral Triangle. I'm very much interested in marine resource management, but also tropical rainforests and transboundary pollution with palm oil plantations and biodiversity loss. I mean, a lot of issues in my neighborhood there in Southeast Asia. So I understand through educating a mixed group of students from a variety of nations. Usually it's 50 different nations represented in the international schools where I teach. Even though I'm teaching in English and they're being assessed in English, their cultures and their nuances from their families and the issues in their home countries come to play, right? And that whole idea about cultural humility also is very, very important. You need to have an even playing field. There needs to be equity with all the learners, right? And so being mixed in as an American, but having an international perspective allows me to play a role as a global citizen just as much as the people from Madagascar and Brazil. It's very abstract when I know people in the agencies in Singapore, but I have no real contact with other ones, like-minded people around the world. And their stories are amazing to me. The opportunity to meet in person for 3 full weeks of deep learning is something that I would look forward to my whole life, right? So I wanted to be able to network with people, and possibly, to tell you the truth, I have 10 more good years of work left in me, and I'm thinking about maybe making a transformation into another field related to environmental education, outside of the classroom, but still with environmental education. And I'm looking. And so this is an overt means by which I might network to be able to further contribute to environmental causes the best way I know how. Being together with all of the different people from a variety of nations is golden. I mean, we're just plunked down together. It's a great, diverse group of people with a common thread that we have like-minded efforts and care for the environment, but we come at it from a variety of directions. And to me, environmental issues are interdisciplinary, they're cross-disciplinary, they touch on the environment, society, and economics, and all of those interplay. So being together with a variety of different sectors within environmental issues helps us gain stories to be able to back up the understanding about how sustainability is mixed with a lot of different parts. So that to me is one of the most important parts. I also really appreciate each and every professor and industry leader that has come to speak to us. I learn something in every talk. I like how they are open to questions and how it's both theoretical and philosophical and practical all at once. The College of Natural Resources has a long-standing history of excellence. There are many other universities that have come up recently with their own purpose-built buildings that are focusing in on environmental issues. having College of Natural Resources be in a university with Nobel laureates, one that is known for being very scholarly and for focusing in on the research and having lots of funding for it, means that you're going to the best locations. When you gather experts together from a variety of nations that really care about that particular issue, give them time and resources to work on a problem, they can come up with pretty good solutions. The problem with nation states is that there's competition, right? And there's different worldviews. And what's good for the planet is not necessarily good for the nations think. And so we've got to cooperate and communicate. We've got to spend time together. We've got to be able to find common ground. And the way that you do that is that you come together, you meet, right? You get to know each other, you get to trust each other, and then you start to work on problems in the same direction. So that's why BEAR is pretty unique.